Hey, good morning everybody. It's Clint here with CCUA. Got another Veg Out video for you. Today we're going to take a little virtual farm tour, kind of see what's new, what's up, what's happening. So as always, we're starting here at the entrance to the urban farm. You can see here we've got all of our wonderful signage and maps and scarecrows to keep all those birds away. We've got a lot of stuff happening. It's just that time of year where it seems like every day something new is growing, something new is getting harvested. You can see here we've got some coneflower. That's actually in a really good stage because you can kind of see the different levels of how it's growing. So for example, here we've got just a little tiny flower bud, super tiny, but then as it gets bigger, you can start to see it spread out and open up. And then here you can start to see all those little prickly guys right down there in the middle. And as it gets bigger, we get more and more. And then here you can even see got some petals forming. And here we've got starting to get some color on it. And then finally, we've got a beautiful flower. Nice pale purple coneflower. We've definitely got lots of flowers. And I mean, these coneflowers are just nutso this year. I think we're going to have more than I've ever seen before. But that's not it. That's not all we've got. We've got some black-eyed Susans here. Some of these purple ones still hanging around. Got lots of seed pods on these too, though. See I know you can't smell it over the video, but our peppers here just got strawed in, mulched. You can smell that fresh straw. We're getting lots of sunflowers. In fact, we've got one here that's just bloomed. It's a nice little evening star sunflower, which you get lots of the nice reds and oranges and golden on there. Let's see, our measuring plant is super tall. Might be 10 feet now. Kind of curious how big this one will get. Our yarrow is blooming. Not too much of a smell on this one. The tomatoes are getting bigger and we're starting to trellis those. As you can see, our method here is we put stakes at intermittent spots, and then they just take a little bit of baling twine and wrap it around, and as the tomatoes get bigger and taller, we'll add more baling twine to keep them all kind of constrained and upright. It's kind of like they say, you know, there's not many problems that a roll of baling twine can't fix. Got lots of sweet potatoes in the ground here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of sweet potatoes. Oh, we'll probably get several hundred pounds of sweet potatoes out of that too. See a little bit of this beautiful pale purple flower down here. As beautiful as it is such a nasty weed. It's bindweed. It grows and grows and grows and grows. The beets are looking good. Got some nice healthy greens on top of there. Nice kale here. Lots of carrots that are looking really healthy. different colored yarrow here. We've got some really light colored, almost white, to a light pink, to really pink, to just straight up hot pink on there. I love that variation in color that you get from the yarrow. Here you can see another example of that bindweed climbing up. It loves to climb up and choke out the other plants that it's around. And it is such a pain to get rid of once you have it. Our okra is looking good. Before we know it, this stuff is going to be 6 feet tall, and you're going to have to wear 3 layers to harvest it if you don't want to be itchy afterwards. The mimosa is getting really wild. Probably going to have to cut this back a little bit this year. I think it's going to end up completely laying over our path. Lots of good colors down here today. Got the purple poppy mallow. Got the coneflower. Got a lot of purple poppy mallow. Lots of bronze fennel. You can see we've got some red and orange colored coneflowers back there. Not just the purple. Still got 1 or 2 little columbine flowers, but those are mostly all done. You're getting some really giant sunflowers down here. I mean, I can't even reach the top of these. These are going to be giant. These might actually be mammoth sunflowers, which will create a flower head this big. You can see there's lots of flower buds starting on here too. There's one. Got one there, there. Got lots of them up. These are going to be super cool. Here's our, oh, this isn't our fig, this is just another sunflower. Here's our fig. Now you can see that bindweed is really aggressive. And actually, if left on plants like this, it'll actually girdle them and cause them a lot of harm. But it seems like somebody went in and killed this one at the root, which is pretty good. Nice orange coneflower. Except for the bottom of the flower, which is white. Little two-tone flower. You can see our strawberries are definitely past their prime here. I think ours are all done with. They always start a little bit early, which is really nice because you get some early strawberries, but they always end a little bit early too. We're actually, here in a few weeks, we're going to be able to thin these out just because they're so densely planted in there. They've grown so much that it's starting to affect the strawberries and our ability to get in there to get the strawberries. So it's generally about 4 to 6 weeks after they're done producing, when they start to go back into dormancy. That's when you want to separate them and thin them out. And we'll have a video all about that when we get to it. Lots of basil down here. Probably need to harvest this soon. That way it kind of branches out and we get some more of it. But if you never harvest it, you're just going to get one long, lanky herb. And you won't get all that much basil off of it. So it's kind of funny that to think about the trick to getting more basil is harvesting basil. Bees are buzzing around the rain garden here. Lots of blackberries. Still teasing us. It's usually around July when we can start harvesting some of them. Still a few flowers there as well. But strawberries are always, they're just about the most aggravating fruit you can grow. It takes them so long to start producing. But still getting lots of raspberries over here. These are ripening up really nice. Nice little snack. Even some hiding down there at the bottom. Let's see. We've got tons of plums. I mean, just lots of them. That one's not good. Super excited. We don't usually get very many plums from this tree. Partly just because a lot of times they just don't set. But also because the Japanese beetles like to get to them. They haven't really come out too strong this year. Not yet, anyway. And of course, mulberry tree. I'm telling you, y'all, if you've got a mulberry tree somewhere in your neighborhood, do not sleep on these. They are so tasty. And this is the only time of year you can get them. Elder flowers have been pollinated. We've got lots of tiny little elderberries, which is so exciting. Cannot wait to start munching some elderberries. Over here in the compost, the squash have taken over pretty handily. Whoops. You can see here we've got a squash blossom. And these are actually edible. Although, like any flower, if you pick them to eat them, then you're not going to get the fruit that they create. So you might get the blossom, but no squash. And let's see our chickens down here. I see a few new ones. That's exciting. Let's see if they want some squash blossom. Maybe. It's maybe not as exciting as some yummy greens. I would agree. Yeah, we've definitely got a few new chickens in here. Always exciting to build the flock up. All right, let's go take a look at the outdoor classroom before we sign off for the day. Lots of pumpkins. They're looking super, super happy. I'm really excited to get some tasty pumpkins this year. Hale is loving life. Got some nice thick curly leaves. We'll be harvesting this soon to send it to the food pantry. The tomatoes, we've got some nice blossoms on them. See one there, a little cluster here. And our beets and basil over here are similarly looking really happy. Here's an interesting weed. This is called Purslane. And as far as weeds go, it's not too bad. It doesn't get too big. It's really easy to pull out, and it's also edible. I don't particularly care for it. I find it a little bit too mucilaginous, a little too slimy for me. But there's a lot of people that really enjoy it. Our loofah gourds, after having a kind of a rough start, are really starting to take off. That is super exciting. We're gonna have all sorts of gourds. And everything else is kind of slowly but surely coming along. Our pepino melons, our lunchbox peppers, our ground cherries especially are looking really healthy right over there. And then of course our beautiful little sunflower patch. Can't have a garden without some sunflowers. Well everybody, thanks for tuning in to our Veg Out video today. It's kind of on days like this that I really miss having groups out here to walk around and actually talk to. But hopefully we'll be able to get back to that before too long. We will see you all soon. Tomorrow actually at 10 o'clock. We got a really awesome video coming up about George Washington Carver. We will see you all then. Thanks.